everybody. Meet my
good morning,
one and
Manon.
only. Good morning. Oh, good morning.
Welcome to Couture, everyone.
Welcome to Couture. This is my friend Ray Griffiths. And I know if you follow me on Instagram, if you have followed me at all, you know that I'm a huge, huge fan of Ray's and that he's a dear, dear friend of mine. And I have been looking forward to this for so long because I want you guys to get just a taste of how awesome he is. So Ray, thank you so much.
Thank you, that's very nice of you.
I'm not being nice, I'm just being
Thank you,
real.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I have to tell a quick story before we get started. When we were at the Centurion Jewelry Show a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it was one of the first times I went there. And I went into this booth, actually it's called Pave, and they have the most exquisite, rare gemstones. And one of the guys in the booth was explaining to me about padrashkas and alexandrites and all these different stones that I actually really hadn't ever heard of before. And he said they're just really rare and beautiful. And I said, you know what? They really are. And so...
Such a great expression.
Well, yeah, rare and beautiful. And 2 seconds later, after I left the booth, I walked into Ray's booth and immediately was just taken in by his enigmatic personality, and he just, I don't know, he just grabbed my heart. And obviously I love your jewelry.
Thank you.
But
you grabbed my attention.
My hair grabbed his attention, and then I influenced him.
Yeah, that's right. She talked me into going grey.
Yes. But anyway, after meeting Ray, I thought, you know, this is what I love about the industry, the jewelry industry. There are so many rare and beautiful gemstones and pieces of jewelry.
People.
Exactly. Thank you. Beautiful people from the heart, beautiful people on the outside, but beautiful people from the heart. And that's what inspired my whole articles that I wrote for Elite Traveler, Rare and Beautiful, the rare and beautiful person behind the rare and beautiful jewelry.
It's the passion for the work.
It is.
What can I tell you? We love doing it. I've been driven to do this all my life.
Yes, and when he says all his life, he actually means
I mean
all
my
of his
whole
life. Before we get into your new pieces, let's talk about just your whole crown work inspiration.
Crown work is the underside of European headgear to take the weight out of it. You see crowns and tiaras, you see the stones on or the diamonds or whatever stones on the front of it, and in the back of it, around the settings to hold the stone, it all needs to be, it's fine crown work that takes the weight out of everything. And I was originally trained in a restoration house, so I used to spend a lot of time, basically Lady Muck would have 29 gin and tonics and sit on her tiara, and then it would come to me or come to the workshop that I was employed in, and we would have to fix it. And we'd go through the old manuscripts, we'd look the piece up, and we'd make an exact replica of and put them back together, the old sweet, so beautiful things that we used to work with. So this crown work was, it's a very complicated process. The original process is very complicated. I've learned to simplify it, be able to produce it in a bigger volume. When I first came to America, I was, as an immigrant, I was trying to figure out what to do with myself, and I knew it had to be jewelry. And I made some samples of this, and I showed people on 47th Street, and they were like, well, if you can make this, you'll have it's very individual. Nobody else does anything like it. You'll have your career back again. And here I am, 22 years later, with my career back again in jewelry, and I love it, and I still enjoy it.
I do too. It's exquisite. One of the first pieces that completely drew me in to Ray and his whole design aesthetic was the Regency Ring, because I'm a total fanatic about the Victorian era, and of course Mr. Darcy. And when he said, "This is my Regency Ring," I said, I gotta see it.
This is a new, more extreme version of the Regency Ring. It's the British Regency period, of course, in the 1840s.
I need to try it on while he talks about this.
Part of the idea was that back in the day, the idea with a ring like this, it was curved to go over the webbing on the finger, so it sits very high on the finger and elongates the finger. It was the fashion of the day, and it actually physically works on the body.
It's so comfortable.
Yeah, you can do your housework in that if you need to, or paint the house, whatever it is you're doing. It's very comfortable ring to wear.
It is.
This one in particular is pink Madagascan sapphires with a pink Ceylon sapphire in the middle of it, and it's just a beautiful classical shape. I didn't reinvent the wheel, I just made a nice new wheel.
Yes, he did.
As far as jewelry goes. And to me it makes a huge difference to have beautifully finished product. That's a green amethyst.
Oh.
And it's cut like an old English cut. It's a very high table on the stone, and the stone's as deep as the crownwork setting. So when you look at the ring side on, you get to see the stone through the crownwork.
Yes.
And it's just it's a personal experience. Jewelry should have a personal element to it, and these fine details in my work give it a personal element.
They do. I knew I had to wear a colorful top when I did this interview because of all the gorgeous color you have in your line.
Well, I love color. Can't help myself.
You do.
That necklace you're wearing is beautiful.
Let's talk about
this. Is all that's all natural Ceylon sapphires, unheat treated, uncolored. They're all beautiful. And this is just on crownwork, classic crownwork finials. But they're beautiful stones, and of course, I'm a stone junkie.
You're a stoner.
Yeah, I am. I'm a total stoner for this stuff. I cannot help myself. So when I find these things, I'm the front line of obsessed. Really, I see this stuff and I go nuts for it, and I really love it and enjoy it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And those earrings you're wearing?
I was gonna say we can't not talk about these guys.
They look like they weigh a ton, but they're amber and they weigh almost nothing. It's Baltic amber from it's amber from Odessa in the Ukraine.
This looks like green.
It's green amber.
Oh,
it's the most beautiful material.
Really
if they were like quartz material or something, they'd weigh a ton, but they weigh nothing as they are. And it's opal on the top, and it's just got the very simple crownwork setting holding it together, and the little finial top that's all cut out. So they're beautiful. They're a beautiful. Big look, but they're very easy to wear. They're not quite for going jogging in, but you can lounge around the house in those and look very good.
We have to talk about this ring.
Okay. This is a sort of, it's a 1950s or 1960s inspiration. It's an east-west ring. It's very Princess Grace of Monaco. And it's Burmese Jade.
Wow.
Which is because it's got the black through it with the diamonds paved around it. And again, the whole ring is open crownwork on the sides.
And it's so light because it's...
And comfortable.
It's so light and comfortable.
Yeah, you barely feel it on your hand.
I love this.
And the color is beautiful. Again, I'm front line of obsessed. Now that Burma's opening up again and we can get the Burmese Jade, it's beautiful beyond. It's wonderful materials. It's stuff I just love.
And then you always have something new with Opal because you're obsessed. You're front line of obsessed with Opal. As well.
I love Opal. I don't know if I can zoom in there and you can see that. It's just these are very lightweight.
Sweet little earrings.
Yeah, they're really pretty. The opal's beautiful. It's Ethiopian opal that's been paved in silver with the gold crownwork frame around it, and then just the 3 diamonds on top of it. Which is very light, very easy.
Oh my gosh,
this is
gorgeous.
They're day into evening.
Totally.
Pretty easy.
They're day into day into day.
Day in, day out.
Yes. Ray, thank you so much for joining me.
It's a real pleasure, sweetheart. We genuinely do really like one another.
We do, because he's the best. Because he's rare and beautiful.
Thanks
for watching.
So are you.
Thanks.